My mission is to help you as a nation establish in your capital one center to treat people who grow up and reach adolescence and adult who are born with bad hearts. And they mostly reach to become adults because of cardiac surgery at some time, or good care, or by good fortune. Because once upon a time, only 15% of infants born with heart disease would reach adolescence and adult life. Now, in the Western world at least, it's about 90 to 95%. So, although people think they have totally corrections, and the surgeons tell them that, it's not true mostly. And they need some care as adults. And that's what I want to establish here, because you had no service.
You're a doctor of great experience in this field. And can you tell us something about how this collaboration with our doctors started?
I do have experience in this field because I found myself unable to get a job to be a consultant, and I was determined to do it. So I decided I'd start on a new field, because it was quite clear to me, at least our surgeons in England and also the States and also parts of Europe were doing very well, and these people were surviving with a lot of residual problems. So I came here as a result of Dr. Liliana Jovicic coming up to me in the European Society of Cardiology, where I had established a working group for this subject, and asking me, would I come to Belgrade? So I said, of course. And I was very struck by what a good doctor she was, and an excellent echocardiographer. And she said she was worried about these cases, and I said, all right, I'll come. And then I came, and I found a very good institute in the Dedini Institute, and the director, Dr. Boschkas, was very encouraging, very supportive, always helped me. I was very well looked after, so I loved coming. And slowly, we've been able to establish at least a center there. And I didn't want to get into the politics, either of the Balkans or of Serbia. I just wanted to do some medicine for patients. And I knew, as a result of General Papel, that you had these patients since an early day and a number of survivors. And here I've seen amazing patients. How they've survived, I'm not certain, but they're interesting, they're beautifully presented. Slowly, other institutes are understanding that you can't have a service in every hospital, that maybe it's not good to rival one institute against another, that maybe somebody will think about the patient. So they're beginning to come now, but it is the 13th visit. So I reckon I'll be lucky, because that's a lucky number. But maybe slowly, both the country and the institutes around, you must have these patients, because you have good cardiac surgery for children, and so there must be survivors. So somebody must look after them, and perhaps they'll allow this center to at least survive and lead.
What would be your suggestions for our healthcare system? Would it be to more invest in cardiac surgery? Is it a specific field, a kind of cardiac surgeon?
No, I don't think that's what you need. The first thing is the health service, if it can, should support that there should be one center. It shouldn't support more until perhaps in the other parts geographically you might need one, and they work together. There should be one central database of these patients. There should be one center, and they should work with the other centers. They cannot because of distance and cost of travel, they must work with the other cardiologists in the other major centers, and in Belgrade as well. So I would suggest the health service supports this, that it gives money. I think the surgery needs to be worked out, and at the moment there's a contract with Geneva. There is support for excellent surgeons coming from Milan, and only excellent surgeons should come to do this surgery because it's tough surgery. It's not like infant surgery. And I don't think you need more centres. I think you need financial support to bring someone, and then somebody must be trained from Belgrade.
Okay, and now completely different, let's say, question. Since you are a famous female doctor who actually struggled in a very difficult and tough field with male cardiologists and cardiosurgeons, what would your recommendation for a female population of doctors here in Serbia would be?
Well, I see you have a lot of very strong women in medicine, and I think that's very good. And what you have to do is to show your strength without showing your emotion. And of course you have two jobs to do. I do believe that the female is the one who runs the home, and you have to run it, and you have to have enough money to run it, and you just go on till you get what you want and work hard and be better. The women must be better in order to survive, because they have to take biological leave and they have two jobs. So they've got to be better at their medical job than their equivalent men to show that they are worth employing. But the women of Serbia are very strong. I feel very sympathetic to women in the professions, but they must realize that it's disadvantageous to employ them because of the biological urges and needs and the rest. And I think that they just have to be determined they will survive, and to try and combat their greatest enemy, which is fatigue, and know how to deal with it. So they're rather special women, are those who will survive. But you will survive, because I've never seen such a strong group of women in my life. You just go on, and you're good and you're well educated, and I'm very impressed what goes on here in Serbia.